Hey, this is Craig Ballantyne. I'm going to show you how to join the 5 p.m. club. That's right. This is how millionaires stop working and join the 5 p.m. club so that we are actually able to be present with our families at night. This is what you're looking for. You're not looking to get up super early and join the 5 a.m. club. There's no reason for that. The whole purpose that you want to be productive during the day is so you can get done work earlier, be with your family, be with your friends, work on your fitness, whatever it is. And so I'm going to teach you that today. Now, first, I got to ask you, has this ever happened to you that you've gotten home late and you've heard about it at the dinner table? Be honest, have you ever had that happen? Now, I know how this does happen, right? You say yes to all of these things during the course of the day. You have this plan, it goes off track. All of these people are bringing their emergencies to you. You just can't say no to them. And the next thing you know, you've said no to your family. You've said no to your workouts. You've said no to your personal life. Now, if this has happened to you, then we're going to switch it because I know it has happened to me. And here's the one thing is that you and I probably love our work. And you know what? It's become a bit of a hobby as we've grown up and become, quote unquote, less fun. And it can hold us back in so many areas of life. It held me back for a long time. I love to work. I wanted to keep on doing things, but I would push off my social life. I would push off doing the uncomfortable things that I needed to do in order to find the love of my life, Michelle. So I don't want the same thing to happen to you that happened to me. I don't want you to go home and ever get in trouble for being late when you said you'd be home on time. So we're going to teach you how to join the 5 p.m. club, not the 5 a.m. club. That is for the birds. The birds that chirp at 5 a.m., that is not for you. You don't have to join the 5 a.m. club. Remember, it's not about the hour that you get up. It's about what you do with the hours that you are up, including getting home at 5 p.m. and spending those hours with your family. So secret number one is to get serious. So many people say, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to put this on my calendar, but we don't take it seriously. We don't take it seriously. Those are negotiable things. If you have date night and you cancel it, if you have an evening with friends and you cancel it, if you can't make it to your kid's game and you cancel it, you didn't take it serious. You negotiated your way out of it. So you have to get serious about non-negotiables. When we teach somebody to build a calendar, I'm going to show you an amazing calendar in a second. We are serious about what we put on there. Now, I want you to think about this. You're probably saying, well, it's very difficult for me to know exactly what time I'm going to get home. And so therefore I can't be serious about this. I can't have non-negotiables. Not true. Look at this picture. This is a picture of people at a conference. And I see this all the time. People come to my workshops and they say, I'm so busy and I can never make time for this. I mean, like, you left your house, you got on an airplane, you booked off a full day with me. You can take your calendar seriously. You can put non-negotiables on the calendar. If you can block off a day or 2 days, 3 days, sometimes I've had 3-day events, you can block off plus travel and you can make it to this event without canceling it, then you can do the same for your date night. You take your conferences seriously. You take your vacations seriously, but you don't take your commitments on a day-to-day basis seriously. So all we need to do is take things seriously, like my client, Dave here. Dave runs a dry cleaning business in Kansas. This is the weekly plan that we built with him. And he's a member of the 5 p.m. club. You can see he's a member of the 5 p.m. club down there at the bottom, family dinner every single night, 5 p.m. club. He took it seriously because when he came to me, he was getting home late. And all it takes is this one shift in your head to go, okay, instead of me saying, I want to try and be home, I am going to be home at 5 p.m. I'm going to do everything humanly possible, even if it means, shutting down a phone call even halfway through. I'm going to do it. Even Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, I really appreciated this from her book, Lean In. When her husband was still alive and he passed away in a really weird accident at a gym, he fell off a treadmill of all things. When he was still around, they both went home at 5 p.m. and had dinner with their kids. Now, they both went back to work later on, but they were members of the 5 p.m. dinner club. And they, here she is, the COO of one of the biggest companies in the world at the time. Maybe it was the biggest company in the world. And she was able to make time to go home for 5 p.m. because she just said, I'm serious about it. And you need to get serious about it too. So you look at your calendar And you need to do a review to see what's stopping you from getting home, or stopping work at 5 p.m. or whatever time it is that you want to stop. And then you get serious and you build the last 15 to 30 minutes where you have a wind down. You don't take any calls. You don't take anything else in that. And you do the reflecting and planning like Dave has on his calendar here. That's secret number 2, which is a 3-step planning and preparation. But it all starts with you being committed to this. If you're not committed to the 5 p.m. club, you'll never join the 5 p.m. club. It's just like people who join that silly 5 a.m. club. They set their alarm, they get serious, and they get out of bed so that they're up by 5 a.m. And when somebody is like rah-rah about being in the 5 a.m. club, it's because they've committed to it. And you just need to flip that and be committed to the 5 p.m. club. And it takes the 3-step planning and preparation that I teach people to do. Now, doing this right before the 5 o'clock hour is fine, but you can do this anytime during the day because it allows you to start to shift into the done work mode and prepare for the next morning. And if you have a great next morning, you're really productive, you're not caught in the afternoon fires, and you can leave on time. So the 3 steps are for my perfect day formula. If you don't have this, you absolutely need it. Go to perfectdayformula.com or get the book at freeperfectdaybook.com. Go to Amazon, just go and get this because it'll help you change the way you live your life. It'll help you own the day, control your life, and build the rules, the serious non-negotiable rules that keep you on track. But step number 1 is the brain dump. You take a piece of paper and you get all the things in your head onto that paper, okay? So you got all that junk cluttered up in your head. If you go home from work, even if you get home at 5 o'clock and you haven't done a brain dump, you're going to be thinking about work, and you're going to be on your phone, and you're going to be not paying attention when your kids are trying to talk to you. You're not going to be paying attention at the dinner table. You might be like one of my clients, a guy named Adam Pearson, who had panic attacks at the dinner table because he was always thinking about work. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't even function. His family would say, "Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you okay?" And he couldn't, because this is before he worked with me and built his perfect week. He wasn't able to disconnect. So you have to do that brain dump. You get all the stuff out of your head onto that piece of paper. Then from there, you do your priority to-do list. You organize things. You do your to-do list at night. If you're doing your to-do list in the morning, you're going to be late for dinner because you're using the time of day when you have the greatest discipline, willpower, and intention to figure out what the heck you're going to do. And that is a recipe for failure. Then we go on to process planning. This is to make the path to success smoother in the morning so that you can be more productive. When you put those in place, your morning is perfect. You planned the night before. You've left everything on that piece of paper. I'm going to talk about some of the rituals right now that can really help you make that shift. And now you had significant cutoff times. You've had non-negotiable end times to the day. You've taken it seriously. You've made a commitment. You've done the work. You now go into the rituals. So one of my clients, Isabel Price, she was one of the ones who really got me focused on this cutoff time because she, had an 8-figure business running from home. And then she had to go into the next room, which was the kitchen, and homeschool her boys and go from being super mom CEO to just super mom. And it was very difficult for her. And we set up some rituals where she did her brain dump and she put that piece of paper and her to-do list into the desk drawer, signifying in her mind that the workday was over. She could go into the other room. Now she's actually in the 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. club because she works from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. with that 8-figure business, an amazing woman. And then she goes and homeschools her kids for a couple hours. Then they go out and they play around the lake and they have an amazing idyllic life at their lake house. So that ritual really helped her make that transition. So you may need to have that ritual in your own life. Another one of my clients, a guy named Mike Westerhall, he had to go from the gym to getting home. And kids attacked him as soon as he walked into the door. But before we put these rituals in place, he was not mentally there yet. And so he'd be thinking about work. He'd come in, the kids would want to play with him. He'd still be thinking about work, and it would lead to a little bit of tension. So we just had him sing a song that reminded him of great family time. He played that song, he sang it as he was going home, and he just totally had a mindset shift. So that ritual allowed him to be present when he joined the 5 p.m. club. And then there's this other thing. This is an actual real thing that people can buy. It's not $1,700 US dollars, 1,700 pesos. There's a real thing from Ariana Huffington called a phone bed. And you can put your phones in there. But the reason why I bring this up is because I have a client named Danny Lair, who I talked about in the Perfect Week Formula, who built a phone bed ritual with his daughter. Now, he was the same as Mike. He sang that song. He got home. His kids attacked him when he got in. They were happy, daddy, daddy, daddy. They were super happy. He was joining the 5 p.m. club, but he wasn't present because of his phone. And we realized, okay, Danny, you got to put your phone in a phone bed so that you can be present with your kids. And so him and his daughter made this little phone bed, not the 1700 peso one, but they made one out of an egg carton, and they put a little blanket over it, and they put daddy's phone in that, Danny the daddy, his phone into the phone bed. And then he went and played with his kids for 30 minutes. And then they were like, okay, I want to go do something else. And he was able to go back to his phone, kind of like Sheryl Sandberg, who was present with her family at 5 o'clock dinner, and then she went back to work. So whatever your version of the 5 p.m. club is, you can build it. You need to take it seriously. You need to plan that into your calendar. You need to do the 3-step end of day routine so that you're ready for tomorrow and leave work behind. And then you need to have the ritual that allows you to switch into home life. And it all comes down to the major key: knowing what matters. Knowing what matters. Your life is built around the 5 p.m. club. It's not built to be part of the 5 a.m. club. No, what you want, what we all want, is to be part of the 5 p.m. club. We want Fridays off. We want weekends off. This is what I help people do. And they're able to do it when they know what matters and they say no to what doesn't. So you have to be very serious about your calendar. You put your stuff on that calendar, and you don't let everybody else's emergencies come in, or everybody else's requests for your time. Somebody emailed me yesterday and said, hey, we're doing this thing for Netflix, and we want to, interview you, and you might make it into the show, but first you got to answer these questions on this feedback form. I said, no, I don't want to do it. And they're like, you're the first person to say no to this. And I'm like, good, I should get an award for that. Send me my gold medal for saying no, because I want everyone to understand the power of no. When you have the power of no in place, you can put in place the non-negotiables, the serious commitments, the rituals, routines that will get you home for 5 p.m. All right, that is how you join the 5 p.m. club. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment down below about how this is going to help you join the 5 p.m. club. If you don't have my perfect day formula, go to perfectdayformula.com, grab that kit, or get the free book at Perfect Week Formula, which helps you build this beautiful plan that is going to help you join the 5 p.m. club and live your perfect life.